Klotz. Take care, Frank. Okay, see you next time. Okay, so the players are off. I will be with you very shortly. Don't go away. Right, okay, so here we go with Oliver. Should be able to put some players up there now. Actually, give me a second on that. We'll do that straight after this ball, so we don't lose any of the action. So, are they still the machines? X-Men, Shadow, and Jackbot. Yeah. Okay. So, right, we have the three machines that we are going to be playing in the final. Sorry, semi-final. So that's here. So this should be semi-finals. And there are, of course, two semi-finals progressing, and the top two from each group will go through to the final. So Oliver making good progress. He already has 3 of the 4 locks for Magneto multi-ball. Okay, so if you know anybody else on the pinball circuit, just drop them a message, tell them that we're now in the semi-final stage, so we will be following now pinball action all the way through till we get to the finals. So we've probably at least an hour and a half, if not 2 hours of very exciting pinball play. Magneto multi-ball starting, of course. Do you know X-Men very well, Jeff?
Do I know X-Men very well?
Yep.
Well, I like to do Brotherhood and bring in Wolverine.
Okay.
Why? Are we watching a little bit?
This is the semi-final, okay, between the semi-final group with Peter Andersen. I'm going to be put the names up on the stream very soon, but we're just waiting for the end of ball. Oh. So this is Oliver playing. He's currently.
I'll tell you who does know is the guy in chat right now, Mr. Snellman, Colin McAlpine. He knows for sure. And so Hellfire on the left and Brotherhood, those are kind of, if you can hit those stand-ups, it's rather important.
That's these. But he started Magneto multi-ball. Okay.
Okay.
So and this was in the finals yesterday, and I realised that I don't know all that much about this. So if you want to contribute anything to what they're playing at the moment, can you see this on here? Okay.
I'm looking at this one. Is it delayed?
That's 20 seconds behind.
Okay.
So
It's not bad. If you could turn it maybe a little this way, I'd be able.
shall I move it across
No,
there?
just-
Is that better?
I just meant the angle. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
And who's playing here? Sorry.
We'll know that in a minute. This is Oliver Dolt. He's been playing really, really well all day on this tournament.
Okay. I know the scoops. You're out of ball. I see Wolverine's lit there. Is he? What mode's he in?
I don't think he has a mode running.
Okay. See the bottom of the screen there, the little left arrows and the right arrows. It tells you where to go. I mean, with all the different heroes and villains, there's a lot you can stack, and of course, the more
you stack together, the more shots you get.
the more heroes.
points you get.
Yeah. So, but unlike a lot of multi-balls where you need to lock 2 or 3, you gotta lock a few more to get Magneto.
Yeah, 4. Yeah. It's
Is this not a big game in Europe? You don't see a lot of these?
well, it's just not. It's new to Bulls and Balls, so it's
Gotcha.
not. It's not a machine that I've streamed in finals very often. Well, first time in fact last night. So any sort of strategic advice would be helpful.
Because it's in the center, a lot of people look at Magneto multi-ball and go, "Oh, that must be the multi-ball to get." You can not do very well in multi-ball. Like, again, in Magneto multi-ball, first of all, you gotta lock 4 balls.
Yep.
You gotta hit those 2 dangerous stand-ups to the left. That's difficult.
Yeah.
And
And the
there's just
lock
other
itself.
points out there.
Yeah. So it's all around that
Sure.
central point, which makes it really difficult. So the points in modes. I mean, taking a mode into multi-ball is always a good idea.
Sure.
But I know it's a machine that you have to know the shots to make in order to get the scores.
And a great big point here from AVD, the Pinball Wizard. He's right. Or she's right. Base value of Magneto jackpots are very, very low. So you do all this work to get Magneto, but if you don't have any of the X-Men modes,
Yeah.
it is a waste of time.
We saw that yesterday. They were getting jackpots of 50,000, on Magneto. So
Yeah. I played this game a little earlier today. It was fast. I'll say that. So the fact that we've been watching Oliver play for quite some time, score aside, whether
Yeah.
it's good or bad, he's playing well. But I guess you expect that when you get to this part of the tournament.
I mean, these guys have been playing 5-strike knockout all day, and
Yeah, it started at 10, and we're now at 4:30. 6.5 hours of 5-strike.
Yep.
See, I had my thing. I did it wrong. I got out of the 5 strikes really quickly, which is what you want to do in pin golf.
Exactly.
And I played
yeah.
longer on pin golf. I was mixed up. I was lost in the German translation.
It's
that's all.
so easy to do, where you just think, I need to lose these games instead of win them.
It was a
I mean,
mistake, but that's okay. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. You can keep your whoppers. There are none coming back to Canada.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, when you come back again, you'll know what this format is like. It's brutal, isn't it? You're playing hours and hours of pinball.
The only thing I'm kind of comparing it to is, there are some long weekend tournaments in North America, but you play if you want to play. Those pump and dumps?
Yeah.
Okay, I played, but I'm going to go get something to eat or rest for an hour or two,
Yeah.
recharge the batteries.
You don't get time for that. Yeah, you don't
No.
get time for that.
No,
You just
there's none.
one tournament straight into another, and one round straight into another. So yeah.
That's a great ball for Oliver. 40 million on the first ball. Like, seriously, that's real. On this game, that's really impressive.
Okay.
Look at all that German. No idea.
Free spiel. It means free play.
Sure, I get that,
Okay.
but what do we got there?
Right,
I saw multi-ball.
replay out.
Brotherhood. Oh.
Somebody's completed Brotherhood, so that will be available on his next ball. So that was Nico Wicke. This is Julian Klotz.
So may I ask a question? So did they get to the being this is a strikes tournament?
Yep.
And originally it was a player on player. We're now looking at a 4-player game. When did that switch?
Right now. So we played 5 strike till we got down to the last 8. And now we switched to 4-2-1-0. But there is a bit of a twist because the players take the
Strikes?
remaining strikes, the unused strikes, they take with them into the final. So
As points?
As points.
So if
yeah.
somebody only had 2 strikes, they would have 3 points to start with?
Exactly, yeah. So I need to get those points before I update. That's why I'm not putting the players up there at the moment because I haven't got the full picture in terms of.
LOL, LOTR Breath, Chris Warren from Alabama, he's very good at this game. And he says he likes to play at least 3 heroes before starting Magneto. Again, that is what's going to determine your jackpot value.
Okay, so you play the heroes and that then sets the value. It's not
For the
okay,
jackpots.
okay,
But think of how many shots that takes.
yeah,
So
'cause it's
if
3 for
every
each,
hero is
isn't it?
3 shots,
Yeah.
and then it's 4 shots to lock the ball, that's a lot of grinding. Just
Yeah.
go Brotherhood, go Hellfire, and then start that, and then bring in Wolverine.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just quickly flick over to the standings on here because we need to know how many strikes they had. So Peter Andersen had 3, so he will be taking 2 points with him into this. Oliver Dodd had 4, so he takes 1. Nico Wicke takes 2, and Julian Klotz takes 1. Okay, so we can update that on here. I think I can bring the players in.
This Stream Deck is just
It's
full
amazing,
of buttons.
isn't it? It's got lots and lots of buttons. But I'm just going to take you. No, I can't do this. I need to wait for the end of this ball. Okay, and I just need to take a refresher table.
I see Colin McAlpine in the chat. He's going to get a kick out of maybe the shirt I'm wearing, Top Row Pinball, from his good friend Robert Byers in Austin, Texas. Or Colin is as well. Colin and Robert Byers were featured just on the most recent Final Round Pinball podcast. So when you and Dina drive home, you'll hear what that's all about.
Okay.
Let's just put it this way. One survived, one didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Peter Andersen is so calm, so cool, so collected.
He's a machine.
I played him, I can't remember, because there are 8 tournaments this weekend. I can't remember when I played him, but he was houseball in the first 2 balls. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to get a chance to beat Peter.
No. No, that's not going to happen.
I love watching people like Peter just go to another, there's a switch that goes off. They don't get phased by the house balls or something that shouldn't have happened in pinball. A scoop that normally hits a flipper, went center drain.
Yep.
And they just find a way, and it's so amazing to watch what he does. He's one of few. So Raymond Davidson, if you're watching, the current #1 player, this former #1 of just recently, he's got a lot of whoppers coming out of this weekend. But next weekend in the United States is a big Whopper Fest too.
Really? Okay.
Well, they call it, I call it Fulda, US.
Right.
Look at this
okay.
multi-ball. It's going to be at the District 82 in Wisconsin, in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And they've got, I think, 6 tournaments in 3 days.
Nice.
And much like this tournament here in Fulda, it's all heavyweights. I mean, I'm guessing 15 to 20 of the top 100 players will be there.
Nice.
Colin McAlpine's flying up from Austin, Texas. So is Robert Byers. People are going from all over. Carl D'Angelo.
It's Carl's 3 minutes, I guess. So
Is he?
No, I'm asking the question. Is he streaming it? So.
No, they have Fox Cities Pinball.
Ah, okay. Fox are great.
That's Tom Graff.
Yeah. I've watched a lot of the Fox stuff. They are really, really good.
So Tom will be streaming those next weekend. Are you back? I didn't ask, and I'm sorry for asking on air. I know there's an event here in November and also December. Are you back for those?
We'll be at both,
Okay.
and before then we're at there's a smaller tournament at Pinball Universe called PU Challenge.
Okay.
That's on I think the 6th single day tournament on the 6th of November. So we'll be.
It was really nice to meet Dirk this weekend because
that's great, isn't it?
first of all, a wonderful distributor, but also a legend of a pinball player too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, you can talk to him about one or the other, but I didn't have time to talk about both. But I mean, he's still got it. I played Hot Wheels on him,
Yep.
and for those that know Hot Wheels, which I don't, but he explained what to do. He showed us with the multi-balls, but he thought, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to go RPM, 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 and went Redline Mania. Almost instantaneously blew up the score. And I went, oh, I guess that's what you do. He said, well, it's a big risk. It's feast or famine. He got it.
And he got it, yeah.
I went for it. I was like,
Clearly he knows all of the new machines because they've got them in PU and he plays them all.
Yeah.
And so he also knows the deep rule code, the deep code, the deep rules. Yeah.
we had a good talk about, before COVID, obviously, he would have had 500 pinball machines in boxes ready to go and move, but because of the supply issues we're seeing all across the globe, he's got 50 or so, but the volume just isn't there, and he's got how many hundreds, if not thousands, on back order, like everywhere else in the world.
Yeah. Did he tell you when he was talking to you that the lockdown's actually been very good for pinball distributors? The number of machines that have been sold has increased due to home sales.
They can't
just going through the roof.
they can't keep what they've got. That's they
right.
could sell more
If
they were
they
available.
could get them, they'd sell every one they get. That's,
Here's the talk we had is, we see new titles come out, Godzilla being the most recent. Cactus Canyon should be out soon. What do we got here?
yeah, just got Brotherhood enabled, so ready to go.
So, he's going to get the scoop? He's going for the scoop.
He's going for the scope, yeah.
Oh, nice. What a nudge.
I mean, that's awesome. And that flip across to get to the other flipper is something that...
He should be happy about that because this is a tight tilt game and that nudge was brilliant. Now he's got Brotherhood going. I don't know how many shots he is away from Wolverine. But let's see if he goes for it. See that first shot? Wolverine. Looks like Wolverine's almost ready. Is it? He's probably played it by now.
I don't think he has played one before. I'm not sure, I must admit. I haven't really paid enough attention, but he's started another mode there, hasn't he?
Extra Kugel.
Yeah, an extra Kugel.
Extra Kugel.
And you know what extra Kugel means now? You wouldn't have known that before you came over?
No idea.
That's,
no idea.
Yeah, extra, maybe, time? Or extra bonus? Or
I have no idea.
how can a Kugel not be a ball? Oh, and he lost the ball. That's unusual for Peter.
Where's his Kugel?
His Kugel is gone. His Kugel's disappeared down the middle. That was and that's another Kugel done as well.
And he knows he's got some work because look at what Oliver did on his first ball, 40 million first ball. This is okay. So Brotherhood's done. His villain's lit. This might fall in the scoop. Didn't do it.
Nope, tried to back.
But look at that control. Just a little too much.
He's got nothing left.
Octung.
Amazingly, that didn't tilt. I mean,
These guys know that they just know.
Yeah, that was awesome. Second camera. What? Do you need me to check it or? Okay, just give me a second. Just checking.
Good time to
something
do it.
with
We're just
Dina.
having a quick look for our next camera.
Refresh back to the rig. Camera one. Come on.
Oliver letting. It's a good time to do this. Oliver's just letting the game settle a little bit.
We're back. Thank you.
And we've got fishtails on camera too. So hey,
Dina, the technician, manages to get the player camera back on rig one, which
Jim,
is great.
have you ever thought about where you would be in this streaming situation
Dina?
in life without Dina?
Life would be a mess.
Dina Lindsay is the unsung hero here.
Yeah.
At this tournament, also tournament directing.
Yep.
And streaming and playing well. Like it's just
No,
you've
she's,
got a wonderful woman there.
Yep.
And she's got a treat because when I was staying at your house for a couple days, I might have left
some of your underwear
shirts and
there.
underwear there. So
Wow. I mean, what more of a present? Well, to be fair, Jeff did buy some Ferrero Rochers, but then he ate them all.
may I offer you some chocolates, some bonbons?
Oh dear. It's been a scream with this guy this week.
Yeah.
Been absolutely great. So, anyway, we're back to Oliver on this, and let me bring the players up now as well, so we can see who they are and what their scores are. So there we go.
So those scores you're seeing, they might seem a little unusual in a 4-2-1-0 format. If you're just joining us, these are the strikes in a way. So Peter Andersen, for example, only had 3 strikes going into this tournament.
Correct.
So into this semifinals. So because he didn't have 5 strikes, they're giving him the difference of what he had left. So he starts with 2 points.
And he turned out, Peter Andersen, up to quite late in the tournament, hadn't taken a single strike. And if you think, taking 5 points into a 3-game 4-2-1-0, and the advantage that would give,
Well, and also, but I mean that's the way this format works. It's I gotta tell you, I like that they do this for the final 8 because one thing that bothers me in a strikes tournament, which you guys have avoided, and Tobias has avoided, is when you get to 3 people and somebody at random gets a bye.
Yeah, that's not right.
That's why this is brilliant. That's really smart. Octung Baby, a little U2, 1991. Even better than the real thing there, Chris Warren. So look at the Wolverine's lit there. Recharges in Magneto. But pretty decent jackpots. I can't see how many heroes he's hit, but 1.1, that's not bad. But this is his second Magneto.
Yeah, absolutely. This is really great play, isn't it?
This is a good one.
I think he was just after the first one was pretty much guaranteed to take 4 points in this game. But the players never give in. You never know what another player is going to do. They're all capable of massive scores. So. That was 7.2 million, that shot.
I assume it was a super.
Yeah, well, it must have been, yeah. I only saw the 7.2 million. I didn't see what he got that for. So, starting another mode during multi-ball, that's... another villain, sorry, not... And those 3 balls really just don't want to separate, are they? They're quite happy on their own there? They're quite happy together, I mean? So, jackpot value 1.1 million at the moment, and that keeps increasing, isn't it? So from Colin, get those sausage fingers ready for Australia.
That's a joke from the Fun Around Pinball podcast.
Oh dear. Okay, so finally out of multi-ball, but let's see what score he managed to get to from there. 81 million points. So, just Just forgive gentlemen if this typing too. Is it which girlfriend is this?
This is Colin McAlpine.
Ah, okay. I suppose that's a reasonable excuse. I don't think Anne would have believed that comment anyway. So.
Yeah.
Dear. Okay, so end of ball. 91 million points.
This is Nico. Now, I've watched him play. I don't know him very well. I've certainly learned about him over this weekend. Just another example of an amazing player.
Cheers, Frank. Yeah, pleasure to meet you again, Frank.
So
Take care. We'll be in touch. Yeah.
Nico he's already got some hardware. He's got some trophies. He's here in the semifinals right now. In this very difficult tournament.
Yeah, it's pretty regularly in finals.
Is he travel across Europe, or is he just here kind of
No,
in Germany?
he's pretty much a German player. He doesn't go to many other tournaments.
I mean, luckily he can certainly get his whoppers here.
Enough points from here. But he's one of those
outstanding player.
Absolutely, and Nico is well known for being able to drink cocktails here, and quite often he plays better when he's completely plastered. I have never known anybody be able to do that. But I've streamed him in tournaments where he's hardly been able to stand, and he's actually played phenomenally well. I just have no idea how anybody. I mean, he's not. He doesn't get violent or shout or anything. He's just quietly very happy.
It's weird how that happens. Yeah. I had that happen to me in a tournament south of the equator. I'm not allowed to mention where. And the challenge was if you play. It was a flip frenzy. Yep. If you play me and beat me, which is going to happen a lot, I had to take a shot of Fireball.
Yeah.
I had several. Still won the tournament anyway.
Yeah.
Nico, there's some. Maybe it takes the edge off.
Yeah, and that's what he said to me. He said it has a real calming effect, and he does get nervous. Yeah. And if he's in the final and he's playing, and so. Okay, here's another fighter, Peter Andersen, Denmark #1 player, Danish #1 player, sorry, and currently world #2. And he's not world #2 for nothing, is he? You've seen him play this weekend.
I think it's going to be very interesting to watch over the next little while. Peter, Raymond Davidson, Escher Lefkoff, those three gentlemen, and I'm not discounting Johannes Ostmar. He's in school, so it is difficult for him to play as much right now. And again, also that Paul Engler. Paul is going to be top 10 for quite some time. So, a lot of the North Americans don't know many of the Europeans, other by name only.
This is Ed Dryborg, the real Ed DK54. Oliver is half Danish. So that's nice. So you guys, you Scandinavians are also shouting for Oliver. But
what's great about this tournament and you're streaming at JDL is it gives a lot of us in North America a chance to see some of the players we only see in name only. Yeah. And you see the skill sets. I've seen it firsthand. Those that are fortunate enough to go to World Championships see it as well. But I have never the last tournament I was at where there was the most unbelievable caliber of players was actually the World Championship. Because
it's great that you say that, because
it's the truth.
Yeah, we do try really hard to put on something special here, and the registration for these tournaments, these big weekend tournaments that we organise, they sell out in like 30 seconds.
That's a positive and a negative in one, right? The negative is like, darn, I wish I could get there, but the positive is that's how popular these are.
And
they're not alone. I mean, Pinball sold out like that. Yeah. Colin's on here. He knows how fast Texas Pinball Festival sells out.
Well, what we do to try and combat that is that we've started giving country spots. So we say, the first 12 places are the top player who can come. So it's not necessarily the top player in that country, but there is a spot available for somebody from Netherlands.
Is that
from
really
Belgium.
the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was kind of wondering, how did I get in this? But
Yeah.
I'm a top Canadian player.
You're a top Canadian, so he's here as a top Canadian. But so you could have come. I mean, we didn't actually use that card, did we, to get you here? We could have done because he is, you know.
Well, I have to admit, when I was invited, thrilled, I thought to myself, I hope I'm not taking somebody's spot. I mean, I didn't. I still slept at night. I was okay with it, but I did think of that. But there's now the country spot, so okay.
So you can take a country spot.
It's earned.
Yeah. But no, the
How'd you get in?
now let me think. You know,
Okay, I guess if you're streaming and
funnily enough, I seem to get in all of them. You know, I've been trying my best.
wait for them to say, "Sorry, Jim,
Sorry,
we
Jim,
can't get you in." Yeah, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Enjoy the tournament.
It's just going to happen, isn't it? It's just a matter of time.
Cell phones over top of machines, taking cameras. All right, Peter's playing right now, and
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the time when I don't get registered.
I don't know. You must.
Look,
Do you
did
take?
you see that move? Oh, and then he went down the
Oh
alley.
no.
Oh, that's
do you
horrible.
take tomorrow off?
No,
You're working tomorrow.
I'm working in the morning. It'll be nice to get back to work for a rest.
I was gonna say. Well, you're gonna be a bag of.
No. Look, we'll be home by 8:30, 9 o'clock tonight.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, the Autobahn.
the Autobahn. We've got.
It's already 5 o'clock though.
Yeah, that's okay. It might be a bit later. Yeah.
By the time you pack up all this gear.
Well, we've got probably another hour or so of pinball, I would guess, maybe a bit longer these
You know
days.
what? I'm going to step out because I do have to talk to one more person before they go. But I will be
No
back.
problem. Come back whenever you like. So, Mhm. So that's Jeff Teolis from Pinball Profile. Doesn't really need an introduction. I think everybody in pinball knows him, knows of him. Probably never seen him. Is nowhere near as good looking as he sounds. We've had a sort of horrible sense of humour going pretty much all weekend, so it's actually great to have that. Yeah. So anyway. So Jeff will join us later. He's taking the opportunity of interviewing a number of people for his podcasts while he's here, and I've been encouraging that. Yeah, quite definitely. I think it's great that he's here. I think it's great that he's taking that picture of Fulda back to North America, and we really appreciate it. So this is Oliver on ball 3. And he's now on Weapon X multi-ball. Okay. What's the time over there? Time is currently 5 to 5, so 16:54 in Sweden and in Germany. So I was being a little optimistic in when we were going to finish. So with this semi-final, and we're only on game 1 at 1 of 3 on the semi-final, and then with the final to stream as well. Probably looking at another good couple of hours, I would say. So extra Kugel Lutik is extra ball lit, of course. You get points for that. Oliver immediately does. And this is Hellfire multi-ball, so I think he's pretty much done them all, hasn't he? How's the pizza over there? Yeah. This is actually great to see. I love it when the final games, call them finals or semi-finals, result in something that you don't often see, which is machines being blown up. I think is really what we all watch tournaments for. That's great control. Absolutely got awesome control on that four balls together. and also great patience. Yeah, tremendous play, really tremendous. And this, of course, is also going to give him confidence in the following games. The next game is the Shadow, which is a machine just next door to this one. You okay? Oh, I'm fine, thank you. It's not chocolate.
This is chocolate. I have one left.
No, I'm okay. I'm fine, thanks. So, you didn't eat any dinner, so you need
saw what I had for lunch.
Yeah, yeah.
I need something.
some potatoes and salad. So.
Oh, okay.
Great catch again by Oliver to get back in control with 2 balls in this multi-ball. And he's just so dialed into that top flipper shot. I don't think I've seen him miss that for I don't know how many attempts. Oh, there we go. And that's ball 1 lock towards the 3rd Magneto multi-ball. Okay, and then drains. Wow. You're exactly right, Scribble. That ball was just going to stay on that pin table for the rest of the afternoon. 141 million points. That's amazing. So we actually took X-Man out of the tournament a little earlier on because of it being a long playing game. It was perhaps not a good one to choose for semi-finals with players of this calibre. But it's always nice to see. I will never object to long games being played. It extends the tournament, I fully appreciate that, but I think it just demonstrates the skills that these players have. Oops, so Nico will not be happy with his performance on that game. However, So Hellfire lit, so I'll be going back for the scoop, I guess. Yep. So Hellfire multi-ball will be the choice here. Oh, okay. Unfortunate. So what do we finish up? Oliver obviously takes 4, Peter takes 2. I think Julian takes 1 and Nico takes 0. We'll just confirm that with the scores shortly. So, yep, here we go. This is Peter Andersen, ball 1. Fishtails LE? I didn't know there was a Fishtails LE. I own a Fishtails at home, and it was actually the second pinball machine I ever bought, and I bought it because it appears in many, many tournaments, and everybody hates it, apart from people that probably have the machine. I think it's a great training machine. I think it's a machine that you play almost as a classic, because if you don't control, there's so much in front of you with the boat, that if you don't control the ball, you are very likely to lose it very quickly. Of course, people like Peter Andersen can prove me wrong there because they have such fast reactions. But Peter's going for his first monster fish here. Shoot the left orbit, there you go, perfect 20 million monster fish. Awesome play, and always nice to do that. These players would normally, I would expect them to go straight for multi-ball strategy. But it is actually nice to see this sort of mix-up being played as well. He's going immediately back for second monster fish. I think that was a shot at the Casters Club. So he's also got a second eye on multi-ball. But focusing definitely on what he needs to do. Oh, and tilts. Now, I don't know who was watching last night, but Bart Volman was in here co-commentating with me on Fishtails, and he'd heard that the bonus on Fishtails is not actually added correctly to the total. And we were testing that yesterday from some of the games, and it certainly seems to be the case that there's some bug in the code where the bonus is displayed on the screen, but it's not correctly added in. So maybe you'd like to watch for that yourselves at the end of each of these balls, particularly if the player's been playing for some time. And I have never ever noticed that on my Fishtails at home. But that doesn't mean to say it's not happening. That just means I haven't noticed it. That's gone. Oh, I thought that was gone. So, Julian, I'm fairly sure, will be playing multi-ball. Okay, so multi-ball shoot into the Casters Club, which is here. 3 balls, lock 3 balls and start multi-ball. He's not got that shot yet. Oh. And Fishtails is very unforgiving. It doesn't let you make many mistakes. Oh, we got away with that as well. It is very, very easy to tilt this machine. I'm amazed that they got away with that move. What Julian is actually trying to do here is advance the captive ball. So if you hit the captive ball here, it moves up these awards. And the one he would like to get to is video mode, which is the second of the modes. That should be whole bonus, so that's the first one. So he was aiming for the captive ball there, and unfortunately drained. And I think Julian was suffering from sort of mixing different strategies there together, which, yeah, is probably not the right thing to do. So Interesting how people tilt their bodies when going left and right rounds. Yeah, sort of very animated pinball play. So this is Nico Wicke, player 2, player 4. I've got the players the wrong way around, looking at that. And he needs that left orbit. Yes, he gets the monster fish. Now, does it? No. Unfortunately, that will time out. And now he needs to do 6 more boats in order to relight that same monster fish. It's really important to get it, even if you don't necessarily get the 20 million, because then the next monster fish is 30 million. So this second monster fish that Nico is playing at the moment will still be 20. Okay, and again, switching tactics to ball 1 lock. The ball will fire out of the reel, the fishing reel. That was great save, but he seems to be fighting the ball at the minute. So. I've never actually known fishtails allow you to do this, as in hit the posts, hit the shots. Video mode, shoot the boaters, the little guys at the front, and shoot the boats at the back. The ones at the back score more points. The ones at the front bring up something called Big Score, but that's been disabled on this machine. So that was a perfect video mode, and he gets 20 million additional points as a bonus for completing. So you will never see a better video mode played than that. So second monster fish is going to get a chance to play it. You only need to actually hit the spinner for this. You don't need to go all the way around to the jackpot shot. But yeah. Okay, so that's second monster fish that's escaped the hook. But he's doing very well with points here. He's currently 70 million. That's another long cast. Each long cast advances the captive ball award. So he's got one at the moment called Rock the Boat, which is very, very valuable. 10 million for each shot in the boat with Rock the Boat running. So I would think he'll be taking that, going in shortly now. Strangely, I have Julian and Nico the wrong way round, which is odd. So I need to change that. Nico is player 4, 3, which means that's 1 and 0. Rock the Boat multi-boat is would be absolutely perfect. So let me update the scores here. Oops. I'm not doing very well here. Let me try again. Right, we are waiting now for Peter Andersen, who is player 2, and this is in here. Wow, that was quick. Okay, so Julian here is trying to get Rock the Boat. He will go for the captive ball pretty much first shot, I would expect, from this, and that he does. So I think he started Rock the Boat. Did he go far enough? He's got the jackpot lit, so I think that. No, he didn't catch Rock the Boat, but that's the first jackpot. So he's on his way to super jackpot, which you need to complete three jackpots first. So that's number 2, if he can collect it. Okay, jackpot number 2 for 30 million. And if he manages to get a third jackpot, which is the so when he loses the ball. So, okay, so now down to only one ball. He now needs to hit the Caster's Club again to open it. So he decides to play Rock the Boat. Okay, that's a good decision. But he really needs to start hitting the boats. But anybody that has the fishtails at home knows that as soon as you start Rock the Boat, the ball goes down the out lane pretty much straight away. So Rock the Multi-Boat is an awesome thing. We also have something that me and Paul Englert christened Multifish, which is to play the monster fish during multi-ball, which is also very effective. Leventi from Switzerland was the person that passed that information on. He is probably one of the most inventive pinball players I know. Generally will work out an alternative strategy for most things, and those who know him are a very, very effective pinball player. Oh dear. Okay, so that was unfortunate from Nico. Ball 2, so we go into ball 3 with okay, need to actually somebody to verify the scores here on the for the players. So I'll get Dina to do that when she comes in again for the next one. There's Flavio just wishing Oliver well on this machine. Flavio, of course, playing in the second semi-final. So fast cast by shooting straight into the Gasters Club gives you first 1 million, and that advances, but that's on a very tight hurry up, so you only get a couple of seconds to make that shot. Okay, so nails the second lock. Just asking just that little bit too much. So, having had the first couple of balls that didn't really go his way, Oliver will take a 0 on game 2. And here's Peter. Peter needs to get certainly past 82, and will be trying to get a long way past that to put distance between himself and players 3 and 4. But the first thing, catch up and get yourself into away from third position. No, that's not going to happen. And that was an example of, I think he was saying, I didn't like the taste of that fish in Danish, I believe. So Peter takes a 1 in that game. Julian still has Rock the Boat lit, so I think that'll be his strategy here. He actually managed to open the Casters Club with that shot. I don't think he was playing it, but he really wants to get Rock the Boat. So centre captive ball. Okay. And you have to hit it hard. You can't just, okay, and that's out. So this leaves an opening for Nico. Nico's played his Rock the Boat, I think. Let's just see if it's still, no he hasn't, it's still there. So his strategy will be exactly the same. Yep, and he does start Rock the Boat. He now, oh no, and he tilts. Jeff asked that question earlier on, and she really is, yeah, a tremendous asset to JDL Pinball. She is, of course, the D in JDL Pinball. Any news on the other semi? It is actually in a spreadsheet, so I can get you details of that. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so if you go on to that Google sheet, you'll find a sheet in there that's called 5-Strike Knockout Finals, and you will see the other semi-final progress in there, as well as the progress in this one, I think. That's the spreadsheet that Dina was referring to, that she's keeping track of the scores. Right, I just need to push the door too, just give me a second.
You are boring me.
Okay, so yeah, Shadow was again in the finals yesterday, one of the final machines last night, so it was obvious from the way Robbie Sutter played this game that you could backhand the mode start shot, which is really good to know. So that's up here. So you may see these players doing that. They may just play multi-ball strategy, which is exactly what Nico has done here, so that's his second lock. But that is a dangerous strategy because he has to shoot the target here in order to open the lock, which he does, and then the ball goes straight down the middle. So that's pretty much why people sort of do that, give themselves the ball time, the ball save time sometimes, and not play the skill shot. But he's only on ball 1, so I think that was the risk and reward there was probably worthwhile. He's now got that multi-ball ready for the next ball. Okay, I'm just trying to juggle 2 computers at once here. So the standings are actually now not running this tournament. So the standings were the lead up to the choice of the 8 players for the semi-finals. The spreadsheet I've given you the link to is open access, so you can view that. It has multiple tabs that show the finals of all the tournaments for this weekend. So you can see on there. Just find one called 5-Strike Final. Okay, and Peter immediately takes the mode. Modes are very valuable on the Shadow, and multi-ball is as well, but getting a combination of both is, yeah, I'm sure many people know how to play this game. That's ball lock 2, so he's making good progress there. If you watch a video by Born Kerins on the Papa website on this, his strategy is always to just play left loop. left loop and inner loop, inner top loop, over and over again. But Peter has multi-ball start, and the jackpot is the inner loop, so he will be shooting straight round there, and immediately you see absolutely first shot dialed in, straight into jackpot. So there's another jackpot back into the lock hole. Okay, and he's immediately out of multi-ball, but he's going for the second one, so nice. And he's into the battlefield. Now we can't see much of the battlefield, but this is a paddle that goes backwards and forwards here and bounces against targets which are just out of view. We need the camera zooming out a little bit to be able to see that better. And you have to make, he nearly completed that. You get 50 million for completing it. Okay, so backhands the mode start again, and Underwater Doom. These modes are basically shooting ramps and orbits and diverters and things, so everything scores points. You get a choice on skill shot. It's also very important to get the in-lanes lit. The in-lane spell Karn, and light a Karn multi-ball, which is collected in the scoop here from this right flipper. Once you get the 4 letters, so you will see we'll see that happen when Karn lights. Then this when Karn is ready, then this lights insert lights. And they saw Oliver going straight for the lock shot rather than playing the skill shot round the ramps, and that's because of the straight down the middle. You just about get away with that with the ball save time on this machine, but you won't with that one. So I'm surprised they then played that on the second. Oh, actually, you know, it did still give him a ball save, which is okay. That was very generous, I would say. So Oliver definitely focused on multi-ball, but again gets the glancing blow into the battlefield. Thank you, Cash Money Costa, much appreciated. We do try. We have technical difficulties, as you've seen perhaps already, but. Okay, this is Julian Klotz, who is player 1. Currently on 6 points, so everything to play for. And very, very quick ball. Nico Wicke. Again, 4 points. Don't forget they brought points with them from the Strike Knockout tournament. And Nico gets his multi-ball going again straight away. So let's see how it fares with the jackpots here. So top loop first. And just slightly early on that. Okay, so that was the 20 billion jackpot into the lock shot, back into the lock shot. He now needs to shoot round the orbit. So he'll try and get control of these balls first. No, and then unfortunately loses the ball. So that was a fairly low scoring multi-ball. Nico playing this like getaway at the moment. And that eventually caught him out. That was just too fast. That was like lightning. Did you see that ball whiz around the table there? Absolutely awesome. Okay, so he finishes on 127 million, so currently in second place. This is the current leader of this game, Peter Andersen. Peter Andersen, of course, Danish player #1, and also the second highest ranked player in the world. And that doesn't save a ball going straight down the middle. So, and that's a sort of lesson for us all on pinball. And you know, Peter Andersen's played absolutely magnificently here all weekend, but it doesn't mean to say he can't be beaten. He's not won every game of pinball he's played. He's lost some, you know, due to things not quite going his way. And the pinball gods sometimes have a way of evening out the playfield. So. Okay, Oliver battling the playfield. It is incredible. That is so ridiculously difficult to do. That it should be really easy, you would think. Okay, he'll be disappointed again with that second ball. So we go into ball 3 with Peter Andersen. Potentially will be on, if he wins this game, will be on 9 points, so we'll take him through to the final. Don't forget the top 2 of these players go through, so there really is everything to play for on this last ball. Julian at the moment is on 6, but he is currently taking 0 from this game. Okay, and he gets that back just on the ball save, and he's looking dangerous. That's the right shot. Is to he's got calm multi-ball lit. You can see that from the insert here. Okay, he needs to shoot into this sump. It's just underneath this metalwork here, and you can see he's sort of panicking his way to get there, and that just doesn't happen. Thank you very much, Peter. That's Peter Kreuz leaving the building. Peter Kreuz from Switzerland, of course, great player. He's had a good weekend here as well. Yeah, always good to see him. He was at the Austrian Pinball Home with us a couple of weeks ago. So Nico Wicke, 127. He's currently in second place, so we'll be taking 2 points. That is not enough to get him through. He needs... is that coming back? Okay, it's coming back. Yeah, so Nico again is a great fighter. He's not going to give in. He's not going to think it's not possible. He nearly completed the battlefield there. He's on 167. He's not far behind Peter Andersen's score. And you saw what happened to Peter last ball. It was like a house ball immediate drain. Oh, and that was the typical multi-ball strategy straight down the middle off the post. So, so this is looking now good for Peter. Peter, if Peter gets the 4 points, he will obviously go through. However, Oliver would also get through with the 4 points. And if it stays as it is now, then we will need, I believe, another tie break, will we? Maybe. Anyway, let's first of all see what... that was that was dangerous. The Khan shot is really difficult. And say instant drain. So, wow. Okay. So, Peter's still in the lead, 201 million. The door is actually open here for Oliver, and he knows that. Okay. So it's actually going to be a three-way tiebreak, isn't it? If Oliver doesn't manage to get a big score on this game, we're going to have a three-way tiebreak. Yeah, get ready for that, guys. And that is what's going to happen. So, let me just put the scores in here. So, Peter Andersen takes 4 points. Nico Wicke takes 2 points. Nico Wicke, Julian Klotz takes 0 points. And Oliver takes 1 point. So, update on there gives us 9666. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, absolutely wonderful. So, Peter Andersen progresses to the final. We now need a three-way tiebreak in order to determine the other finalist. If I can just ask you to go onto that Google sheet, I can actually probably look as well at the same time, tell you what's happening there. This is the 5-strike knockout final, so I can tell you that the progression from that is, again, it looks like a tiebreak is happening because we have Flavio who has progressed, and we have a tie between Bart Volman and Didier from Belgium. So nothing yet decided apart from Flavio and Peter Andersen, who are in the final. So this tiebreak is going to decide the one player who is going to join Peter and Flavio, and either, in fact, score has just been entered, so Didier Desjardins has progressed, so he is the fourth finalist. So Flavio Badiaria from Italy, Didier Desjardins from Belgium. We have Peter Andersen from Denmark, and we have the winner of this game will progress to the finals. So Jackpot, I love Jackpot. Jackpot is one of my games I actually really like to be drawn on in the qualification rounds, etc. Because it's a game. If you play a control game, then and you know how to play it. I think everybody knows how to play it, but not everybody plays the control game how it should be played. So it's all about patience and control. So when you start the game, you need to short plunge and then catch the ball on a flipper. Okay, don't let it do anything else. That's exactly right. Then you wait for the. Nico was a bit fast for me there. So then you wait for the sequence of lights. You have to hit the one that's lit. Nico hit the yellow column of lights, and therefore immediately open the saucer. That's without completing the matrix. So if you hit that one shot, that's why you control the ball first. Then you don't need to complete all the rest of the matrix. Nico immediately gets the two locks, the two eyes of Jackpot, and multi-ball starts. So multi-ball is then about shooting back in the locks. There are some additional rules here, which I'll not try and follow straight away until we see something happening. So there is the centre post. You can see that being affected. So you get what's called a jackpot every time you go into either one of the eyes of Jackpot, or up the red target here, or the red target here. And the shooting in the saucer here resets all of those jackpots. So once you've taken one, it goes out. But there are also super jackpots, which you can achieve by shooting the left and right eyes together in quick succession. So that's the end of multi-ball. So what Nico needs to do now is shoot the left ramp. Okay, which he's not doing, which is surprising. Okay. Alright, so that's not what I would have done, but anyway. Who am I? Just a mere streamer. Jackpot is a absolute classic. It's a machine that say it's well, maybe like fishtails. It's nothing like fishtails, but it's one of those that is sort of a family favourite. If you've played this machine, you will love it. If you've not played this machine, then find it somewhere and play it, because it really is. It's one of those that Sister A, yes, I agree. Was trying to reopen the visor, but I didn't believe that was possible. I thought you had to shoot the ramp in order to restart the sequence of progression of lights going across. So that's why I said I couldn't quite follow what he was doing there. But we'll see. It may be that there's something in there that I don't fully understand as well. And that's unfortunately what tends to happen, is you over plunge and you catch the pop bumpers, and then you're in this sort of horrible position where you've got to hit all of those targets so many times. But Oliver finally does that. He gets the visor open and he starts multi-ball, and that's the second lock. So multi-ball starts. The first multi-ball is a 2-ball multi-ball, so the ball's released from the visor. Challenge here is to catch them, and that centre post helps, but you really want to get the balls on, get control of a ball on a flipper, because the shooting the left and the right to get the super jackpot is the way to win this game. And you cannot do it by fly play. You can only ever do it by actually cradling the ball, shooting the left eye first and then the right eye second. And that gives you a jackpot value of hundreds of millions. So Nico is now into clearing the matrix, and okay, so he actually cleared it there. Okay, that was really, really quick. So Nico is no stranger to this machine, and I say I'm not claiming to be the world expert on it by any means. I always actually like to learn something new. This is the second multi-ball, which is a 3-ball multi-ball. He'll get to plunge 1 ball and can actually get a jackpot on the very top skill shot. Again, the norm is not to do that. The norm is to soft plunge, catch the ball, take the jackpots, the 2 red jackpots that are flashing, and that's the end of ball. So no jackpot scored on that one. And the third multi-ball, it gets even more difficult to clear that matrix in order to open the visor. So really Nico is a little bit in jail here. I know he's in the lead, okay, but that is not a winning score on jackpot. Another secret here is there's an extra ball button just below the plunger, which if you press that repeatedly, it gives you a cheat on these saucer awards. So again, all the players will know this. That's no advantage to any one of them. So a lot of okay, so he finally gets the saucer. That's I've never seen Julian quite struggle so much to start a multi-ball. That's wow. Anyway, this is this first or second? This is second multi-ball, I would think, at 255 million. No, it's first multi-ball. It's only 2-ball. So got the first jackpot, sensibly waiting. Oh damn! So that's again really horrible, because if you don't if you don't get any jackpots, then you can restart the multi-ball by relocking the ball. If you get 1 jackpot and then lose the second ball, then you don't get another chance. Is the cheat available during Casino Run? Yes, it basically wipes out a bomb. So when you get a bomb in the Casino Run, you can press the cheat button, and it will cancel the bomb. So he basically lets you play Casino Run, and you can play on until you see a bomb, use the cheat to eliminate it, and then collect on the next spin. You can also press the cheat button to give you an additional bonus multiplier on every ball. So always press that extra ball button, it's called.